Hello, my name is Keith Bailey. It's that time, everyone. I'm here to do my predictions. I've written everything out, as you can see. I'm going to start with the AFC, though. I have to do this a certain way so that the total number of wins equals the total number of losses. In which case, 16 times 16, 16 games played per week, versus 16 different matchups, that's 256. So your win-loss record has to total 256 and 256. And I finally got it. I start with the AFC. By the way, to my own horn again, my very first video that I did was the AFC predictions last year. And the NFC predictions, which I was a little fuzzy on, but I still managed to pick last year's Super Bowl. I picked the Broncos and Seahawks before the season even started. Let's hope I have similar luck. I'm going to start in the AFC North with your fourth place team, bringing out the old the helmets here, Cleveland. I have them going 5-11. Honestly, Johnny Manziel should not be given, or I should say, handed the starting job on a silver platter. Yes, he's Johnny Football. My opinion, who cares? This is the NFL. This isn't college football anymore. You're playing to start. You're playing to start against in your week 1 game, and you're competing against Brian Hoyer for the starting position. I apologize. My allergies are very bad. But I really think Brian Hoyer should be the starter. Maybe it'll humble Manziel a little bit. But in a division like that, I don't think they're going to do much. I could see them getting 5 wins. I see them with a 5-11 record. They're going to have a nasty defense. That's going to be one of their strengths next year. And offense is going to be a little bit of work, especially with Josh Gordon. But as it now stands, I have them at 5-11. Your third place team, the Baltimore Ravens. I have them at 8-8. I have them average just like they were last year. Last year they went 8-8, missed the playoffs. This year I have the same thing happening again. I have them going at 8-8, and I have them missing the playoffs. So Steve Smith will be an asset in the offense. It's going to be another target for Joe Flacco, but I don't think this Ravens team is going to particularly go anywhere. I think they're average. Your second place team in the AFC, as well as your 5 seed in the playoffs, I have your Pittsburgh Steelers. This team finished winning 6 of its last 8 games last year after a 2-6 start. I believe they rattled off 4 straight wins to end the season. They were 4-8. And they honestly, as much as I dislike Pittsburgh, they should have been in the playoffs because of that missed call in that Chiefs-Chargers game that sent the Chargers into the playoffs. So the Steelers were robbed a little bit, but they rob people all the time. I mean, look at the Super Bowl they played, Super Bowl 40 against the Seahawks. Anyways, that's a different topic. I have them going 9-7. I see them carrying the momentum they had from a year ago, and I think it's going to help. So they are your 5 seed. Your first place team and your 4 seed, in which case this is the team the Steelers are going to play in the playoffs round 1, your Bengals. I have them at 11-5. Andy Dalton and AJ Green, that's going to be a target. A wide receiver quarterback combo people are going to be talking about for a long time. Andy Dalton just got his new contract. He needs to win a playoff game now. He's in a little bit of Matt Ryan's shoes a little bit, because Matt Ryan had issues in the playoffs his first couple years, and then a couple years ago he finally got that monkey off the shoulder and beat Seattle. So I have the Bengals as your first place team in the AFC North and your 4 seed. I now move to the AFC East. Your 4th place team, if I can find it, Miami Dolphins. Talk about falling flat. That's what you talk about when you think of the Miami Dolphins to end the season last year. They were 8-6, sitting pretty. All they had to do was win a simple game, and they would have been in the playoffs. Unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. And they just crapped out on their last game of the season against the Jets. I don't see them doing very well this year. It's just a gut feeling. I have them going 5-11. It is what it is. I know I sound weird right now. Get used to it. 5-11. Your third place team in the AFC East, New York Jets. I have the Jets going 6-10. They were a very wishy-washy team last year. Jekyll and Hyde, I've said this before. They would show up and they would play against the Saints, lights out. Next week, they'd get blown out by the Bills. I think they're going to be a little more consistent, but I believe they're playing a second-place schedule, and they have the Patriots in the division. I think they're going to get to 6-10, and I think that's going to be it. Your second-place team, Buffalo Bills. They've made a lot of good changes. The one thing that I'm still kind of iffy about was that trade in the draft to get Sammy Watkins. I don't know if it's going to work. It worked out for Atlanta when they picked up Julio Jones. They traded a first-round pick, and Julio Jones has panned out so far. Granted, he was injured last year, but still, he had a very good rookie season. I think Buffalo's going to be a little tricky for opponents this year. I see them going 7-9, but I see them be in every single one of their games. I don't think they're going to get blown out. And E.J. Manuel is in his second year, so we'll see what happens. Loss of Jerry's Bird. I don't think it's going to hurt them too much, but we'll see what happens. And then your first place team, kind of saw it coming, New England Patriots. I have them taking a little step back, though. I have them at 11-5, but I still have them as your 2 seed. Brady is getting old. The team's getting old. They're known now as a team that can't win the Super Bowl. Now they're starting to think about them as they can't even make it to the Super Bowl. They'll lose in the AFC Championship game now. Make it or break it. That's their kind of season right now. It's Super Bowl or bust at this point. They haven't won a title in over 8-9 years. So Tom Brady wants to secure his legacy. He's got to get one more. I don't think it's going to be this year, though. But they are your 2 seed. The AFC West. Your 4th place team, the Oakland Raiders. It sucks because of the Raiders' schedule. They have to play the NFC West, which has the Niners, Seahawks, Rams, and Cardinals. I think they're going to get swept. And they have to play the Broncos twice, the Chiefs twice, and the Chargers twice. All those teams made the playoffs last year. Their entire division except for them made the playoffs. And Matt Schaub, I think this team is going to be upgraded. And I think they're going to be better than last year. But it's not going to show in the record. I think they're going to have the first-round draft pick. We'll see what happens, but keep an eye on the Raiders the next couple of years. I think they're going to start to turn things around here. 3rd place team, I have the Kansas City Chiefs. I have them going 8-8. Average. I have them having an average season after a stellar season last year. They did end up losing 6 of the last 8 games, though, including the playoff game against the Colts. But they're a solid team. They have a good defense. They have a good offense. Still got Jamal Charles. We'll see what happens. Like I said, it's the motto. That's always the NFL. You just got to see what happens. But I have them going 8-8. 2nd place team and your 6th seed, San Diego. I have them at 9-7. This team, losing Ken Wisenhunt isn't going to hurt too much. I like Phillip Rivers as a quarterback, and I think they're very balanced. And there's not much to say other than I think that they're going to capitalize off of what they were able to do last year, and I think they're going to be able to play up there this year. Their schedule is a little tougher than it has been recently, but I don't think it's going to be much of a problem for them. And then your first place team, it's got to be Denver. I have them going 13-3. I said the Chargers are 9-7, by the way. I don't know if I said that, but I have Denver going 13-3. Very good team, obviously, with Peyton Manning. They're not going to repeat the offensive success they had last year. I highly doubt that's going to happen. But with Peyton Manning back there throwing the ball, your team is basically guaranteed at least an 11-5 season, unless it's 2010 and you're playing with an injured Colts team in which he has to reel off 4 straight games just to make the playoffs. They were 6-6 that year in 2010. They rattled off 4 straight. But other than that, the Broncos are your 1 seed. AFC South, 4th place team. Excuse me. Jacksonville. I have them at 5-11. Blaine Gabbert. I think he's going to pan out for them. A lot of people are saying it was too early of a pickup for not Blaine Gabbert. It's not Blaine Gabbert. Their rookie quarterback, whatever his name is. I'm tired right now. I can't think straight. But Blake Bortles, that's who it is. I think he's going to pan out for them. We'll find out. I don't think they're going to be good this year, but I think this is a team on the rise, and especially with Justin Blackmon on the team. If they can keep his head straight, he has the ability to be one of the best receivers in the game. Your 3rd place team, my team, Tennessee, the Titans. Now, a lot of analysts and experts have us going 2-14, 3-13. My argument is 7-9 isn't the worst record in the world. Plus, we had a pretty beefy schedule last year. We played the Seahawks, the 49ers, the Chargers, the Chiefs, the Broncos. And we have a cakewalk schedule this year. But other than that, I have us going 7-9, missing the playoffs. Ken Wisenhunt will upgrade the offense, and I think it's a good coaching staff to have in place for the future. But I don't think it's going to be this year. 2nd place team, Houston Texans. I have them at 7-9, like Tennessee. The reason I have them ahead of Tennessee is because Tennessee's not as strong playing within the division. Because, let's face it, we can't win any division games, and we always lose to the Jaguars somehow. I think the Texans are going to have a rebound season. They're going to go 7-9. Leaving your 1st place team, Indianapolis Colts. I have them going 11-5. Same record as the last 2 years. But I think this year's going to be different for them. I don't know. I have a gut feeling about them. But I have them going 11-5 and making the playoffs. Alright. Your playoffs. 1st round matchup. 6 seed Chargers travel to play 3 seed Colts. The Chargers have always given the Colts fits no matter who's at quarterback, whether it's Peyton Manning or Drew Luck. But I think the Colts are able to knock off San Diego. I think the Chargers are going to lose. And I think the Colts are going to advance. Steelers travel to play the Bengals. I think the Bengals playoff woes continue, unfortunately. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers, I think, are going to get the upset win. So, your 5 seed Steelers are going to move on. And that leads us to the divisional round. Steelers and Broncos. I have the Broncos winning, but I have the Steelers giving them a fight. I think it'll be close, but the Steelers' 9-7 season comes to an end there. And then Colts at Patriots. I think the Colts finally get over the hump, and I think the Indianapolis Colts knock off the New England Patriots, make it to the championship game. And then, here's your championship game. I'm not going to be predictable and pick the Broncos to go to the Super Bowl 2 years in a row. I know Peyton Manning better than that. I know the NFL better than that. Most of the time, you're not going to see a repeat conference champion. And I think the Colts are going to knock off the Broncos. And I think your Indianapolis Colts are going to be your surprise AFC champions this year. The Colts beat the Seahawks, beat the Niners, beat the Broncos, and that was last year. The Indianapolis Colts did that last year. They've improved this year. Andrew Luck's in his third season, and he's a very good young quarterback, and he will be for a long time. And I think the Indianapolis Colts, the window of opportunity has opened, and I think they go right into it. So, these are your AFC champions. Stay tuned. I will do my NFC predictions sometime soon. Hopefully my stuffy nose goes away, but if it doesn't, you're going to have to live with this voice next time. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, and be back with my NFC predictions. Take it easy, everyone.